Well, hello there and happy Motivational Monday to all of my Aquas, all of my Aquarius. This is QUEENAMUNRA coming to you with your general reading. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can go to my website at QUEENAMUNRA.com. We are currently in Cancer season. Don't forget to get your burning bowls. Don't forget to get your burning bowls. It's not going to hurt another person if you're using burning bowls. For those of you all who are not really sure how to use them, it's a... You can use them for tossing any kind of confusion that you may have about moving forward. For instance, so happy first quarter moon. Happy summer solstice, happy Cancer season, all of those wonderful things, right? So if you're a Cancer who happens to be cross-watching this, or you have Cancer in your personal planets, right? Happy birthday to my Cancers. Happy birthday to all of my Cancers. All right, lime green is the color. Bright lime green is the color for June 22nd in color astrology. For those of you all who are aware, how it benefits you is that meditating on, or surrounding yourself with bright lime green increases your adaptability, and it helps also stabilize your emotions. So there's a particular color for each day, bright lime green, right? If your birthday is on today, happy birthday to you. And again, happy first quarter moon. So the moon is currently in Libra and then moving into Scorpio, right? But in that in-between time, it'll be in Ophiuchus, right? So my readings are for tropical, using tropical and sidereal astrology. So in between that moon being in Libra and Scorpio, it'd be in... or, you know, between Scorpio and Sagittarius, it'll be in Ophiuchus. All right. So again, happy Monday. Happy Motivational Monday. So Libra rules 7th house, right? So the moon, I believe, is in Libra, and Libra rules 7th house. So step back to your 7th house, find out what your zodiac sign is in your 7th house. 7th house is a house of relationships, right? It denotes marriage and partnerships, but also the idea of open enemies, quarrels, and disputes. It is the house of contractual partnership, but also litigation. So think about people that you may have gone to court, you know, on the opposite side of, and just everything that you're thinking about, what led you to that. Like, let's say you're in a romantic relationship with a person, y'all end up in court, right? Or you were in a business situation with a person, y'all end up in court. You were like, gosh, I thought this person would have my back, but this person is on the opposing side stabbing me in the back. Like, what in the what, right? So it could affect your kidneys, your urinary bladder, veins in your skin, all of those things, right? It's like, God, I can't believe, or for whatever reason, y'all end up in court, right? I am safe and protected. There it is. Speak it up and speak it into existence, right? Because you already prayed about something, you gave it to God. And also you can jump timelines. So when the moon moves into Scorpio, you're thinking about things that have made you sick to your stomach. So, you know, like you may say, okay, you fasting from certain people, places, and things, right? You go back to it. It just makes you sick to your stomach to even think about it. Let's say, for instance, you're saying, okay, your doctor said you need to lay off the sugar. Okay, you need to really, really pay attention to that. And you say, okay, I'm going to fast from sugar. Right? When you go back to eating sugar, guess what? You sick. You can feel it. Like, you can taste sugar in the slightest little bit of things, like whether it's natural sugar or other sugars, right? You can taste it. You can taste it right away. So certain things you have completely lost your taste for. And so when it comes to people, you could be like, I have completely lost my taste from even being around certain people, because when you think about what they've done for money, Scorpio rules 8th house. The number 8 is the money exchange number, just so we're crystal clear. So you're jumping timelines. Okay? Trying to get you ready for this next full moon. It's a strawberry moon. It's going to be in your zodiac sign, Aquarius, and Aquarius. So let's just dive in. All right? Let's dive in. Some people have ruthlessly said some things about you sexually, like called you all kinds of garden tools and all of that. But now they want you to be a part of their team. Some of these people are getting ready to end up in court, and they want you to be on their team, and they doing everything they could possibly do. They're pulling out all the stops. Trying to astral project into your dreams. They're trying to do everything. They're trying to show themselves online, but they can't get that part. Something is so deeply rooted in them generationally. It's like they can't stop them. So there's a person who is really chained to the devil. Somebody who is really, really chained to the devil with a God complex. Everything, everywhere you felt safe in your life, they oppose it. Because generationally, their group of people actually oppose another way of people doing things. And so you cannot forget. You cannot forget. We're going to walk it back to when the moon was in Cancer. That's the mother and money sign of the Zodiac. We're not talking about your mother, but we just celebrated Father's Day, right? So if you had a father that made you feel safe, right, and he operated in the spirit of love and not hatred towards people, that's not something that you want to forget, because that came from somewhere. That could have been a father who had a really nurturing mother, right? We have plenty of stories in the Bible where people actually men sacrifice their own sons, right? And some of them didn't even yield to God's voice, and they developed a God complex. So some people about to go to court, and they want you to be right there with them. You don't have their back. You saw something already. Here's the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups. If you grew up in a house where you had a father that nurtured you, basically it's like, okay, if you bring some man home and he's abusive and he's this, that, and the other, hey, he ready to lay down his life for you. Y'all see these challenges on Instagram where you got people that's yelling at people in front of the parents, and the parents are just like, oh, whoa, hold on now, right? So if you had that kind of father, you grew up with that kind of father in the household, somebody tried to pass something. See how this little girl's arms are just down by her side? So in your dream state, somebody could have tried to pass something over to you, right? And your arms were just down by your side because you're like, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting. So some people are, when I tell you somebody is pulling out all the stops, they want you to have their back in something that they did to ruin a loved one of yours, because they have so much deep-seated hatred in them. It would just make you just throw up. Really, just when I tell y'all, it's somebody that does not operate in a spirit of love at all, to a point where this could have been an ex of yours. There's something so deeply rooted in them, religious, in terms of religion, and the look and the feel of when you left, everybody around them, including a child, had to die, like spiritually die, like empty themselves of you. That's a deep-seated hatred, y'all. You know, if you leave a household and there's a deep-seated hatred for you, like everybody in that house has to hate you, and so you could have even married someone like that. But usually when people are on their deathbed, or they know they're getting close to dying, or they have like a near-death experience, like for instance, your doctor says, stop eating certain things. You're not going to have that much time left, right? Cups energies connect us to months. So for the past 6 months, you've seen something in a person that looked like they were just in a zombified state. It's like this woman, whoever this woman is, could have stayed in a relationship. This could be your mother or a mother figure, stayed in a relationship where she just ended up resenting how harmful whoever this man is, or father, or whoever. And it may not be your mother and father. Just take on what resonates with you. But she stayed in such a and so she's handing you something, whether it's in a dream, she's handing you a check or money, or she's trying to hand you over, drinking this poison. Like, it's not that bad. It's just not, and your compassion for abuse victims, you're saying, it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. It wasn't. And you saw something in your own child. You saw an abuser. This could be a man doing this to his son, or it could be a woman doing this to her daughter. And he or she got into a place where it's not that bad, and it is that bad. It's very bad. It's horrible, actually, right? So, yeah, happy Motivational Monday. You're not, just like this little girl here, This is your divine feminine side of you. This is a divine feminine. This is a toxic feminine, okay? Don't worry about the skin color. This is a toxic feminine energy who is trying to pass something down to innocence. When you think about somebody has been trying to get you to see, you've had a sixth sense your whole life. This is you right here. You had a sixth sense about people. Right? This is a part of your clarity. You have clear gifts. And so somebody really wants you to have their back in something that they did to your child. This could be your mother or an aunt or a female cousin or whoever these people want you to have their sex. You're like, hell no, you ain't having their sex. No. Y'all demons can go to hell. And you're not calling them demons. You're saying that they have demons in them, and those demons can go straight to hell, right? So this is where people are basically saying, well, you know, it wasn't that bad, you know, after these people tried to end you by saying you was a teenage parent. And let me just say this, right? Somebody is now one saying that you're not showing them any compassion because they were a teenage parent and your past mirrors theirs. Even if that was the case and you did not go along with a pregnancy, whether you're a man or woman, right? Because we see this online all the time. It was not this person's place to tell your child to hurt your child. It was not these people's places to do this to harm your child, okay? So, like I said, to hell with their demons. Somebody wanted so bad to hurt you because, I mean, just like somebody hadn't developed past the ages of 6 years old. Like a little kid who just threw a full-on tantrum to a child that's just, mind is just gone. All these people sat around and saw themselves as competition. If this is somebody's mother, narcissistic mother, if this is somebody's narcissistic mother, I don't see you moving forward with her ever again. I don't. We're in human form. Yep. In the past, you were a fallen star, right? In the past, you were a fallen star. This story right here, there's a lot of biblical stories you can make reference to. But think about the story of Noah, right? When Noah was passed out in the vineyard drunk. You know, first time fermented grapes, and it was his first time. He was drunk, right? And so somebody is basically deeming you as the Ham character who your bloodline is cursed because you left someone uncovered. If you were a kid, how the heck would you even know that? Like, for if you were a kid, how would you know that? Whoever this toxic feminine is here is trying to pass something down to a divine feminine that you've seen too much as a child, whoever you are. So you're never a fallen star, whoever you are. Okay? That can even be, and another thing that's coming to mind is like when you talk about somebody have your six, would be like, there's a movie called Angel Eyes with Jennifer Lopez, and there's a scene, she's a police officer in the movie, and there's a scene where the father is very abusive and the two brothers, you know, become the same as that. Something people are, that stuff is passed down generationally. Like it's okay to just put your hands on people, right? But she came right in, you know, like, I'm about to arrest you. I'm going to arrest you. Everybody in the family was just stunned and shocked. But she had to be the voice of reason and like take almost like 6 cups of water and splash it in everybody's face. Like, what the heck is wrong with you all? So some people are really trying to come in through, trying to astral project into your dreams to force you to take on, hey, like, take this payment, you know, take this payment to turn the other way because this is what we took to turn the other way, to turn the other cheek. Y'all be surprised at how many sin. I'm looking at this page of wands here, how this mother right here, it doesn't have to be yours, just so we're crystal clear, because some people have very healthy relationships with their parents. Okay, we're not talking about if you didn't have a healthy relationship, this could be triggering for somebody, so you can turn this video off at any time. But some people have that type of money where the father actually sacrifices his own son, and the mother just turns her head to it. She's so oblivious to what, you know, somebody else from a church, a mosque, or a temple have to say. Don't you ever bring your child over here again. She, what? I don't understand. Automatically thinking something is racism when another woman could be saying that her husband is a child molester and she don't hear anything. And can't for the life of her realize why in the world her kids resent her. Somebody don't want this. Somebody, all the rest of the kids took the cup. Except you. Except you. So you're definitely not a fallen star. All of these people left you uncovered and unprotected. Like I said, to hell with their demons. Y'all need to learn how to turn off the water faucet. Let whoever think whatever. Let whoever think whatever. Some of these people will gladly hand their kids over to, I saw this young man on Instagram, it's like how, you know, people was handing their kids over to just any old body. It's one thing when a person tells you, hey, don't bring your kids around because it's not safe for them, and you automatically go to racism. No. This connects us with 8, which connects us with money and sex. And somebody still has this fire sign right here, still has this, they can't get this feeling out of their brains. Like like something has run together. That's why you don't want your kids around certain adults who feel like telling your kids it's okay to sleep with this one, sit on this person's lap, lay in the bed with this one, that kind of craziness. And so no, you ain't accepting nothing from them and anybody that's connected to them. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. You mastered it. Some people don't care about the future. They won't even yield to God, for real. They won't even yield to God. That's what we talk about when we see stories of people sacrificing their kids in the Bible. It's right there in the Bible, right? Sacrificing their kids, but they had to, it's like God has to, you know, have a blazing fire in front of them before they even see what the, oh my God, okay, I was definitely operating in my flesh. I couldn't even see what was going on. So yeah, you've mastered something. Well, people were trying to master you and trying to make you go along with this program. Here's this money, you know, you need a job. We can, you know, you can come work with us. Somebody already lied and said you worked for them. Let me tell y'all this. I have never worked for a church. If y'all ever hear that lie, you're hearing it straight from my mouth. I've never worked for a church. Never accepted a paycheck from them. If somebody got my name on any kind of a paycheck coming from a church and they signed off on it, my signature has been fraud. That's a fraudulent signature. That's not mine. That's why some people are going to court now. I'm trying to tell y'all because some people are basically trying to bind. This little girl right here is smart enough to know. Don't bind yourself to this mess. Property was passed down to somebody, a house or something was passed down to somebody, and it's worth something, right? And so these people basically, well, they all grew up in the same house, and this is how some religious people do this. They all grew up in the same house. They're the same one. If we can get to the mother or grandmother or a toxic woman in the family, that you eventually pass this down, that same mindset. Just turn the other way. I mean, you know, we can now get this person some help. You don't need no help from them. And we're not talking about race, just so we're crystal clear. You know you don't need any help from those group of people. Somebody opposes everything when it comes to protecting kids. Somebody opposes the fact that you have a sixth sense and everything is full stop for you. There's a difference when you don't know what's going on at somebody else's house. That's a big difference. But if an adult tells you, don't bring your child back over here. This person is over here. They claim they was drunk and they don't know what they did, right? That's when you say, okay, when an adult tells another adult, don't bring your kids over here because this person has a drinking problem and they act like they don't know what they did. When you know you got full well, see how this person right here? They've been wanting to pass down drinking to somebody else to act like they don't know what they did. This child right here, if they had extended their arms, right, to drink this poison, this liquor, this alcohol, if they had extended this, to drink this, right, and bought into this whole mindset, because somebody had to start drinking from what this toxic woman said about you, whoever this is. This could be a sister, it could be a mother, it could be somebody, toxic woman or a toxic man said something about you. This child, this could be a boy or girl, started throwing up all over the place. Why? Because they didn't grow up in a house where there was alcohol served. So whoever this woman is, she don't have a snowball's chance in hell ever of saying anything to you. They all going to court. They all going to court, and guess who won't be backing them up? You You operate in a spirit of love. They operate in a spirit of hate. Somebody hates the fact that they weren't strong enough to say, I'm going to take my one child and get the heck out of this toxic space. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody had one child, right? I hate the fact that I could, but even if you feel like you stayed in a situation with one child, whoever you are, whether you're a man or a woman, okay, it just happens to be a woman on this card because this is toxic feminine energy, and your child is still alive, you have a chance to fix it. You have a chance to fix it. God is giving you an opportunity to fix it. There are some parents who will never apologize to their kids for what they did to them, okay? I'm not a part of that group, and I'm telling you that right now. There's some parents who will never apologize to their kids, never. So them telling you that you're a falling star, that's just, like I said before, repelled, return to sender, right? So yeah, make a decision. Make a decision. People who can't apologize to their kids, something is very wrong. Instead of gaslighting people, well, I did the best that I could. Yeah, they did the best that they could with what they had at the time. Let you be the one to determine that. But if your child is over there broken, and you're just like, I can't accept that. That's your right. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to be bound to anything that they're bound to. Somebody is basically trying to pass off something to you before they die. That's what this is happening. Somebody's trying to pass something on to you before they die, so that you can say to your kids, hey, I did the best I could, and you don't even appreciate the best that I could. Okay, right. Unfortunately, they got a Leo that's within that same mindset. This Leo, by the way, is not a part of your family, just so we're crystal clear. We're talking about this color right here. This Leo is not a part of your family, right? They out here talking about, parents do the best that they could. Yeah, that's their decision to make it, but you also have a decision to go with God's flow, to say, hey, you knew what was going on in that house, and you still sent me over there. That's you. People told you to keep your kids away from there, and you didn't do anything. And so there's another Leo that's actually backing you up. So there's one Leo that's out there basically saying, they're both saying I got your back in different ways, right? But it's really a choice. You're going along with God's flow. So, but one of them is saying, somebody did the best they could. Yes, that should be your decision to say your parents did the best that they could. You accept the apology. But this mother right here is basically telling their child, I want you to just hear. I can just pay you off. I can just buy you off. You're like, you might as well throw that in the trash. So if there was a sale of a house or property or whatever the case may be, somebody has already divided something up and decided, hey, I'm going to give you what's left, like trash. You're like, you don't want it. You don't want nothing from them. Return to sender. You already made a decision. That person told everybody you were dead to them. This could be a sister, a brother, whoever's toxic feminine energy, right? So yeah, you're inspired. You're sending your kids back into lion's den, and you can't even apologize or even admit to what you did to your own kids. All parents are not like that. So you're safe and protected. So yeah, like I said, you got some people that's backing you up. There's a Pisces in your family that just walked off with it. They were just like, it ain't that big of a deal to them. They just walked off with the money, but they're now bound to that. And they're having a tower moment. They're realizing how they got the same. This is a Pisces in your family, or like I said, when I say family, it could be your work family. It could be your blood relative family. It could be whatever you consider as family. You're not bound to it because you kept your arms straight. You were just like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. So a whole tower is falling down on this mother and the child that accepted this dirty money to betray you and your child, right? And you've mastered it because you made a decision. You stood firm on it. You stood 10 toes down. You said, I don't want that. You can't pass that off to me. Because they desperately trying to pass something off to somebody like, oh my God, he signed this spiritual contract. We were in a zombified state, and we know now that something that we created here, we got to face a judge in court. We got to face a judge in court. So somebody's trying to make you make a decision. You already made a decision. You choose your child every single time. or your kids. And the reason why these two Leos have your back is because these two Leos like, oh my God, I wish I had a parent like that. This is not a competition. Kids don't ask to be here. This is not a competition. You got plenty of parents out here that would sacrifice their kids for $1. All because a man don't want them or a woman don't want them. They'll get their kids to anybody because the other parent don't want them. They smiling and shinning and grinning as long as the other person is there. They can physically see that they're in the house. But as soon as they leave the house, they tearing stuff up. They thinking the person cheating on them. Just hell on wheels, child. Look. And so, nah, you choose your child. Whoever this other partner is that you may have procreated with, because we talking about this as a kid here, right? Whoever you might have procreated with, that person, they got a family. Let their family go back and nurture them. You ain't raising an adult. Right? You're not raising an adult that you didn't give birth to. You choose your child every single time without fail. There it is. People see how strong you are to even bring down. You had to fight through whoever you are. If you're a woman and you had this kind of mother like this, who your sisters drank that garbage, or if you're a man and your brothers drank that garbage, that's on them. They bound to that. You don't know how long they're gonna be in that karmic cycle. Somebody gonna end up drinking themselves to death because they gotta have that nightmare, that horror in their mind of what they turn their heads to. The only reason somebody's trying to pass something over to you right now in the physical sense, some money, is because they have no choice and because they're about to die. One foot in the grave, the other one on a banana peel. You don't want anything from them. You're not bound to that. That's why, because people are like, you must be crazy. You don't want such a... Nope. Nothing from them. Seven of Wands. You can stand firm by yourself. You've already made a decision. This person tried to end somebody's pilot career. Somebody tried to end your job. You're being fast-tracked in the workplace. This person has so much fight within themselves, like fighting their demons within themselves, and just felt like, okay, you were a Mr. or Miss Goody Two-Shoe, and they were going to go straight to war with you because you were not the fire to their gasoline. It's literally like drinking cups of gasoline, like moonshine. Like this basically like tell this person to drink this and the person throwing up all over the place because that's not what they were used to. Here, drink this. So this person, when I say hell, we're not talking about a place, you know, where there's fire and all that. We talking about this person has been in hell for so long. This is misery, true misery loves company. This person has been miserable for so long because they feel like they had a baby with the wrong person, that they couldn't even choose their own child. Are you judging them? No. You've risen above them. You've risen above them trying to judge you or trying to bring you down to their hell on earth. You're like, nope. They going to jail. They've already been in jail spiritually. They've already been in jail spiritually. They just want you now to be able to say something about them behind their back so they can say, oh, were you talking about, hey, tell whoever, whatever. You're safe and protected. They already told on themselves. A hit dog hollers. They want so bad to make it seem like, well, if you were in my position and you judging me and so on and so. So even if you had a child yourself as a teenager, where you get the money from? Where you get the money from to you know, it would have been from that same person saying that you should be grateful. Once you say thank you, that's it. Contract over. You said thank you. There's nothing they could ever say to you for what they did to your child. It's not even about what they did to you. It's what they did to your child. That's how you break a generational cycle, chain, and curse. You don't drink that gasoline that somebody's trying to pour down your throat. They're a succubus. Y'all don't think that these sex demons aren't real? Why do y'all think that some of these people cannot move on from ex-love interest? Some people don't know how to close out a cycle in love. They really don't. And they can't figure out for the right, it's not the size of a person's genitals. It's not any of that, right? Because right now somebody is so disinterested in sex because they realize that was the only way that was going to get them, like, remove that demon from them. Because you think, okay, if you're not having sex with a person, then do I even like the person? No. That's what somebody's other parent realized. If I don't sleep with you, I don't even like you. You're into dark magic. You're into putting sex spells on people and thinking that stuff is cute. And this person right now has tried to pass something down to you. They passed it down to somebody else, a sibling or other people in that household. They passed that same energy down to... You have a family member that passed it down to them, whoever this energy is, and they tried to pass that same energy down to you. And you said, just like this little girl here with their arms to the side. They like, So it's time for you to open up your vault door. You're a star. You've always been a star. These people have set you and your kids up. And I'm telling y'all, that's how deep this reading goes for you all. To say that y'all are mentally and that y'all out here running around sleeping with this one, that you're mentally unstable, that you're sitting around passing around diseases, all kinds of stuff these people pass down to you. This, here, drink this, here, drink that, drink your troubles and problems away. You're like, Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. So you made a positive impact on them. Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. Yeah, that's whoever this woman is in your family. Trust your first mind. So listen to your intuition and don't forget to document your dreams, y'all. Please don't forget to document your dreams. Just take a few, if you can get up a little early. And I know some people got, you got kids and you got, life is really busy and stuff like that. But take a moment to document your dreams when you first wake up. We have e-journals on my Etsy store, or you can just go buy a little 50-cent notebook or whatever, however it costs, right? Especially when you get them around, when it's school season and they have like selling notebooks in bulk, right? You can get them then. There, so if you want to write it out and just go take a look back at it. But somebody has been trying to pass this off to the whole family. Like somebody did something to them, they want to pass that. Hey, here, just drink this. You won't remember it anyway. But the fact that some people in your family did this to your child, as far as you're concerned, they don't exist. When they come up out of their drunken stupor, and they will, trust and believe, God is going to wake them up. You don't even have to do anything. Take your child and get the heck away from them, or your kids. If you got kids, get the heck away from these people. They want the best for you. So you have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on other people's emotions, moods, and feelings. And so you inspired them to heal. Yeah. Keep moving forward. They want you to kick down doors and hate them and operate. Y'all got to remember, hate is a frequency. So that means hatred would be hate for different races, cultures, religions, just hate. You can isolate something directly. You know exactly who is behind it. That person, you have cut the cord cutting ceremony. Toss any confusion into a burning bowl. It's not hurting them. It's just going to have a backlash on them because somebody wants so bad for you to go to court to be able to back them up. They can count that zero. That's never happening. Your next love interest will make you happy. Will make you happier. So that somebody hasn't been completely honest with you about something. Yeah, somebody has a demon of envy. You don't care what demons they got on them. You already prayed for them and you already moved on. Your kids or your child is your only, I'm telling you, because they didn't ask to be here. And you don't want to be around people who are envious of you either. 7 deadly sins, right? Envious of you either. I have some information on my second channel as well. Yeah, somebody has a Leviathan spirit. They want to talk to you, but they still have, let's say somebody has a love-hate relationship with you. If somebody has a love-hate relationship with you, they don't need to be around you. that means they can't see the God in you. Somehow in their mind, they feel like they're above you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So they'll be very condescending with you. I wish, I wish I had that kind of mother. But I mean, and all in the same breath. I wish I had that kind of mother. I wish I had that kind of father. But they'll still go into, they look better than you. They make more money. Their house is bigger. It's so deeply ingrained in some people to operate. They can't see that. They cannot see themselves receiving anything from you, and that's okay. That's okay. You ain't asked them. You're not forcing them. You're just leading people to water, but you're not forcing them to drink it. They were sacrificed, and they want you to sacrifice your kids. Knowingly, there's a difference. If you didn't know, right? Okay, you put your kids in certain schools. You put your kids in certain, schools or churches or whatever the case may be. I can honestly say I never had a religious leader when I was a kid to do anything that would make me hate the entire religion. You know what I'm saying? But my heart goes out to kids who went through those types of things, right? That's where the compassion is. So somebody wants you so bad to be on their team of hating a particular race of people, or particular religion of people, no, you can bring it right back to something that from your own house, within your own family. That's right. Authenticity attracts, right? So you're choosing love, not hate. So being authentic attracts the right people and it repels the wrong ones. So when you stay true, you naturally filter out those who don't align with your path. With your path. Somebody wants so bad. This is how desperate somebody is. Somebody wants so bad. If they had a horrible experience with their father, they want you to have a horrible experience with yours. And if you didn't have a horrible experience, don't make up that kind of a story just for likes, views, and visits, right? Or somebody wants so bad that, if somebody has been trying to destiny swap with you since you were younger. This is an older family member, Leo, has been trying to destiny swap with you since you were younger. This is you and this is your child, right? So this Leo, these are two Leos, right? One is older than another Leo. So somebody passed that same mindset will say that, and these are two Leos who could feel like their mothers were very, very toxic towards them, or because they may have left the fathers. That could have been a situation, right? Could have left toxic fathers or whatever, who knows, or stayed with toxic fathers or left this toxic, who knows what the situation is. But you are yourself. But if you had a healthy relationship with your father and a toxic relationship with your mother, be honest. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to put everything on social media. Yeah, it's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Too many people out here creating fantasies. Just because somebody, you don't speak ill of the dead. Well, you don't have to say anything about them. You don't have to say anything about them. You can say, you know what? They did the best of what they had, and that's the end of that. You're safe and protected. Yeah, you're safe and protected. You got too many family members running around lying about certain things that may have happened to them. You don't have to get online and expose and humiliate them. You don't have to do any of that. Let them rest in peace. But somebody is realizing at this very moment, in this reading here, because people secretly watch readings and stuff like that. Because somebody wants to say, well, because a detective had to go down, and it could be spiritual detective, right? It could be in the physical, but I'm saying spiritual detective had to go back down your path to find out. All these people trigger something like Aquarius came from this family into all kinds of stuff. We sure Aquarius related to these people, right? So that's why this mother wants to pass something over to you now, because all eyes are on whoever this mother is. And this, again, a mother could be a sister. It could be your mother. It could be a sister. It could be a woman in your family. Whoever it is, because all eyes are on this person. And they feel like, well, I had your back with such and such. And somebody now want to have a come to their savior meeting. You're not their savior. You're not their savior. Stop lying to yourself. Whoever you are, stop lying to yourself. You're not their savior. This person did everything they could possibly do to sacrifice you. You're not their savior. They got the message loud and clear. You are not team them. You have a leadership position coming through. Congratulations to you. People see that you're a compassionate leader. If you hate kids, don't have them. It's that simple. You hate kids, don't have them. I don't judge people who decide, hey, they pregnant by the wrong person. They decide they're not gonna keep. That's not my position to hate, to judge anybody who decides, hey, they don't want to have kids with somebody or don't have kids. Y'all see too many people out here being shamed because they don't have kids, because they know the horrors that kids go through. They already know. Whether you decide to keep your kids or not, I mean, that's not our business. So you've risen above the judgment a long time ago. You got these two Leos. There's a younger one and an older one, like this right here. Basically, like, they want to hand over something to you because they want to be like, we always had your back. But see, the problem with apex predators is that they all have that same thing in common. They just lie in wait. Like a lion, not the fastest cat in the jungle, right? Doesn't need to be. Just need to see somebody broken and wounded, right? Before it pounces. Somebody wanted to see you and your child just as broken and wounded as they are before they decided to reach out to help. You don't need them either. Y'all need to wake up. You don't need them either. That's why people are seeing how strong you are. Why would you need somebody who sat there and waited to the last minute, saw your child throwing up, sick, hearing all this terrible stuff about you, whoever you are, before these people, we always had your back. No, have your own back. You don't want somebody like that to have your back. Somebody who's just coming along Johnny come lately at the last minute so that they can get some kind of shine from you. Well, if it wasn't for so-and-so passing this way, I would have never known. They can find you for everything else, but couldn't find you to pass down some information about a property or some money. Child, please. Go tell a lie to somebody who will believe it. You don't fall for the okie doke. So yeah, happy Motivational Monday, y'all. A whole new chapter has started for you. Congratulations. All of these people that sit around and saw and see innocent kids being hurt. I'm going to say this like I said. I don't know which of y'all that sit around and see innocent kids being hurt, and they have to make a decision as to whether they like the parents or not before they help them, or if they got an issue with. Like I said, all their demons can go to hell. All of them. Y'all need to learn how to be very firm. Okay, you got some demons in you you're not ready to face. All your demons can go to hell. That's it. You ain't tell them to go to hell. They're in physical form. You didn't create them. But somebody's not ready to look at their demons. Yeah, their demons can go straight to hell. That's what I have for you. Bye.